So I've been on YouTube now for over 17 years as a full-time creator. And I have to be honest, this last year completely caught me off guard. Not because YouTube is changing or it's changed, although it has, but really that just because you have experience doesn't mean that you're protected from getting views. And now there's AI, which we all know, and I never saw that coming. I don't think anybody really saw that coming. So what do? Let's talk about it. So what I've realized is we're not competing just with other creators now. We're actually competing with machines, with AI. And there's a lot of AI, as they're calling it, slop, and it's out there and we're competing with it. But how can we stand out? That's the question I have been asking myself over the last year when this whole AI boom kind of happened. And I started to think to myself, what do I resonate with? Like, what is going to get my attention? And to me, it's videos like this. It's more real. It's not AI. You can tell right away when you hear AI, and that kind of turns me off. Now, does that mean that's going to be everyone out there that's going to feel like me? No, but I bet there are a lot of people. And let me know in the comments, do you enjoy watching AI content when you know it's been created with AI? Or do you like to hear it from a person? Let me know that in the comments. But here's how I'm going to handle this, all right? In my own mind, and as a creator that's been doing this now for over 17 years, I've built multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses on the back of YouTube. And it's not that we're going to change anything as far as how we're serving the audience and like how we're attracting the audience. We're still going to focus on titles. We're still going to focus on thumbnails. We're still going to focus on average view duration. But yes, we are going to now also focus on how do we get people to watch more of our content, which I've talked about that in past videos that I just recorded, because that's a big thing is people are just posting random content. And I think moving forward in 2026, YouTube is going to be rewarding viewership from one creator, but they need the content created so they know it kind of is tied together. Like I said, I already recorded videos on that and you can check them out on the channel. But here's the thing. YouTube does not care if it's AI or if it's a person. They don't care. But what they do care about are the metrics and the data. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be looking at the data. And the data doesn't lie. And it's funny, I was just having a conversation with my wife who's been around this business and YouTube as a creator with me for over 17 years. We've been married for 31 years. And I asked her some questions. What if you're not getting views on your videos? What are you going to do first? And I kind of walked her through like what most people are thinking. And for the most part, she did guess it right, or she actually knew how to troubleshoot a video. And so here's what that looks like if you're wondering. So if we put out a video and it gets 10 views, well, I'm going to look at the analytics, and the first thing that I'm going to be looking at are the impressions. I'm going to look at the impressions because if I'm not getting a lot of impressions, that means that YouTube has not shown that video to a lot of people. So impressions are how many times people have scrolled by it, or they could have landed on it. If they did, that's a click-through rate, or that's the click. But we have to look and see, did we get enough distribution? Okay, so let's say that it's gotten 500 impressions and it's within 24 hours. Is that enough? Not really. But now what we want to look at is the click-through rate. Okay, if people are seeing the video, are they clicking on the video? All right, now this all starts too, I should also say, this all starts with your title doing the job of reaching the audience. So it tells YouTube, hey, who's this video for? Oh, it's for a YouTube creator. Okay, cool. Let's find those YouTube creators. Let's put it in front of them. Let's have it show up in their home feed. Let it be suggested, and it's testing these different audiences that are of those people. That's the title's job. The thumbnail comes in where you scroll and you click. We all know that, right? I should also say titles, it's still something that's going to be extremely important in 2026. And that's something that we're still focusing on and obsessing over. We actually have a swipe file that we use internally that is our 10 top outlier titles, ones that have performed very well for our channel and some of our students. If you'd like to get a copy of that, I'm giving it away as a little gift in 2026. If you'd like to get a copy of that, just put hooks in the comments. It's 10 of our best performing outlier titles, some that have gotten over 100,000 plus views. And these you can actually adapt to fit your niche, which I give you multiple examples on that. If you want a copy of that, just comment hooks down below and I'll send it to you. But the title does the job of finding your audience, gives you the impressions. So we're looking at that first. Then we're looking at click-through rate. The click-through rate for us, I like to see it 5% or above. But here's the other thing that I've learned over the last probably 2 years is that YouTube in the first 24 hours, that's its testing period. But how much of a test do we allow before we make any changes? That's the other issue that we have, right? So our rule of thumb is we let everything ride for 24 hours, because if you look at your click-through rate, it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. That means it's testing different audiences. Okay, cool. So we usually say 2,000 impressions, then we will make a decision on the thumbnail. We'll look at the thumbnail, and we want our thumbnail to be above 5% typically. All right, so after 24 hours, if it's gotten 2,000 impressions, if it's gotten a 5% click-through rate, we're going to let it roll, because then it's going to have another wave of an audience that it is going to be shown to. But the other thing that we look at during this period after it's gotten the 2,000 impressions is your average view duration, because that's another thing that YouTube looks at. So do you see, like, it doesn't matter if this was created with AI, this doesn't matter if it was created by us, a human, it doesn't really matter. What matters are the metrics, and that's it. So that's not going to change. And I realized that recently, that, hey, Scott, don't worry about the AI stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of content out there, but we just have to look at the data, follow the data, and then improve on the data. All right. And then the average view duration, we usually like that to be above 35%. So again, if there's a 6-minute video and someone watches 2 minutes and 45 seconds, that's probably good. And you can see this rate in your analytics. But then the next thing is what did they watch next? And that's where the content clusters comes in. All right. And when we have content clusters now it gives YouTube different inventory to show to that person that watched the video that you just had. And that could be today, it could be 3 days from now, it could be a week from now, because we're scrolling on that phone, and when we're scrolling, boom, we see it pop up. And that would be a video that is tightly related to the one that you've already created. So again, I've been doing this 17 years. Yes, everything has been changing over those years, and this last year was a major change with AI, but it really still does come down to the metrics and the data. And that's what we're going to be paying attention to. But like I said, it all starts with the title. And that's where a lot of people get hung up. That's where a lot of people get stuck. So if you want to see me break down those 10 titles, I actually shot a video right here that shows you those 10 titles in detail, and I give you multiple examples on how to adapt them to a lot of different niches. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.